to learn how to make tires that corner as safely as possible. Goodyear Formula One tires are tested as dangerously as possible.
Telewest Communications are the #1 UK cable operator. The ultimate choice for speed and quality of response. A reliable telephone service offers customers the best available value, and a quality television service provides the best available programming. Telewest is the best, just like Steve Bull.
Everywhere and nowhere, baby. That's where you're at. Going down a bumpy hillside in your hippie hat, flying across the country and getting fat, saying everything is groovy when your tires are flat. Baby, they're waving at me. Anything you want is yours now. Only nothing's for free. Lives are gonna get you someday. Just wait and see. So open up your picture.
Big ball might yet win it here for Wolves. Blasted the shot. What a goal!
I've scored nearly 300 goals for Wolves in the last 10 years. I couldn't just pick one favourite goal out of a lot of them. I had to try and pick the best 20.
Wolverhampton Wanderers are not Wolverhampton Wanderers without Stevie Bull.
Brilliant.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Excellent.
He understands the local people as well completely. You know. and this is why he gives all his 110%.
I think Steve is probably one of the most loyal players that we've had the pleasure to have here at Wolverhampton Wanderers, and I hope we can have another 3 or 4 seasons out of him, and I thank him very, very much from the bottom of my heart and from the bottom of the Wolves supporters' hearts for his dedication to Wolves, trying to get them where we want to be up in the Premier, and I'm sure you'll do it, Steve.
3 words to describe Bully.
Simply the best.
Do you feel there's a long future still ahead for Steve Bull?
Oh, I think without a doubt. I think that him and Don both have got a contribution to make. It's a pity that Steve's aged, not looking forward to playing the Premier League next year. But beyond next year, I think we can keep him right. We can nurse him through a lot of things. We can keep him fit, and we can get him. That in a year's time, if we're going into the Premier League, that he'll be rejuvenated with that as well. So he's got a long future ahead of him.
The one memory that sticks out as far as Bully's concerned is when we played Scotland at Hampden, and John Fashanu he was injured early on in the game, and Bully came on and he absolutely destroyed the Scots. And I've always been pleased to do that. I love to go to Hampden and get good results against them. And Bully was excellent that day. I mean, he actually tore them apart, and we won the game 2-0. And he was excellent on that night. But he's a good pro, and he works hard at the game, and he deserves everything he's got out of the game.
Steve Bull fans have enjoyed a decade of great goals. There have been more than 250 of them since he came to Wolves in 1986. But in the early days, not everyone was convinced of the Bully magic. West Brom manager Ron Saunders decided Steve Bull was surplus to requirements at the Hawthorns. He wasn't doing it, and in my opinion, he wasn't going to do it, said Saunders. In stepped newly promoted Wolves manager Graham Turner with a double swoop for Bull and teammate Andy Thompson. Bull's fee a modest $50,000, Thompson valued at $20,000. For a club close to bankruptcy at the start of '86, it was quite an investment. I suppose, Steve, when you think back in 10 years, I mean, you can't recognise this place, can you?
Yeah, well, it's changed immensely. That stand there was just miles away. It got red seats, and this was all shut down, and the North Bank was all derelict. And all they had was a Southland standing.
Yeah, didn't make you think twice about signing then?
No, not really. After the first 2 games, because I think we lost the first 2 games 3-0, 3-0. We sat upstairs against at the Bolton game watching the cup match, and we'd lost that one against Chorley. And I thought, well, what have we done here? But then after that, when I realised the potential of the crowd and the people here, I think it was the right move.
In fact, your first goal in a Wolves shirt wasn't here, was it?
No, it was a Cardiff in the, I think it was a Sherpa van. I think it was 1-0 that night. It was a bit of a cold night, but I had a bit of a tussle with Terry Boyle. He said I poked him in the eye or something like that, but I took no note to that and just put the ball in the back and net, and that was my first goal.
In August '87, you went to Hereford, and I think one of the most spectacular goals you've ever scored.
Well, I think everybody who's come up to me in the Wolves shirt has always said the Hereford goal sticks in mind. To me myself, it sticks in mind because it was a typical Steve Bull goal. Turning it, I think Nicky Clark drilled it from the back, and he much flicked it on, and I did the rest. I just thied it on my thigh, turned the defender, and thundered it in the net. I thought the keeper should have had it, but I think it was a bit strong for him.
You were some distance out of goal as well, weren't you?
I think it was about 25 yards, 25, 30 yards, and when it went in, I just couldn't believe it. I could have run around the pitch in a lap of honour, but I didn't.
3 months later, Bully scored his first ever FA Cup goals when he claimed a hat-trick that began with one of his all-time favourites. The FA Cup against Cheltenham, you went a goal behind, and then you got 5, and you got 3 of them, one of the earlier hat-tricks.
Yeah, one of the early hat-tricks in the early days, in my era anyway. Yeah, we came out, Brett Angel scored a goal. We thought, up, non-league against 4th Division side, they're going to beat us here. We pulled our socks up, got our sleeves up, and just went out. I got the first goal where I run right across the box. Nigel Vaughan passed it to me, run right across the box, shook 2 defenders off and just thundered it in the top corner, and that's one of the memorable top 20 goals. Made
more memorable because Bully went on to complete his hat-trick, the second of his Wolverhampton career, less than 12 months after arriving at Molineux. Many more hat-tricks were to follow. There were 2 more in that same season, Bull's first at the club, and in terms of total goals scored, his best ever. strike against Swansea was his 48th goal of the season, but more importantly, it clinched victory and meant promotion was just a point away. Nearly 2,000 Wolves fans travelled to Newport on a Tuesday night to see Bull lead the way with another glorious double. His first goal might have been a tap-in, but the goal that completed a remarkable half-century was as sweet as they come. 2 more Bull goals in the final match at home to Hartlepool. Wolves were 4th Division champions, the first club to win all 4 divisions of the Football League.
Wolves and Steve Bull were on their way, weren't they?
Well, there was then. It gave a bit of a assurance for the fans that we were on the way back up.
Meanwhile, Bull's incredible tally of 52 goals had helped Graham Turner's side on their way to Wembley in the Sherpa Van Trophy. A double against Notts County in front of Molineux's biggest crowd of the season, nearly 18,500, secured a trip to the Twin Towers and a night of celebration. No doubt, who was the hero?
We're going to Wembley twice, so him up.
A massive crowd of nearly 81,000 turned up for the Wembley final against Burnley. Bull had scored in all previous 7 ties in the competition, but for once he wasn't on the score sheet, though he did tee up the first goal for his striking partner, Andy Much. Wolves went on to win 2-0, Robbie Dennison clinching victory with a spectacular free kick. Another piece of silverware on its way to Molineux, Bully had a cup winner's medal to crown an incredible year. In only his first full season, Steve Bull had broken the 50-goal barrier, a remarkable achievement. He was the new king of Molineux, and there was much more to come, starting with a repeat performance the following season.
Oh, the flick on is there for Steve Bull! It goes Bull, that's 2. Now Bull released here. Is this going to be his hat-trick? Oh, definitely taken. 3 for Steve Bull. And the support here from Thompson. Bull's in the middle, and Bull with the finish. 4 goals for Steve Bull. Street finding Andy Much somewhat fortuitously. Bull's in the centre now. Here is Steve Bull. And it's a goal! Bull for Wolves. Oh, the back pass is dreadful, and it's let in Bull! And the execution was perfect then. Played in towards Bull, it's a hat-trick!
If you don't chase after lost causes, you get nothing out of it. That's my motto in the game anyway, and if you give 110% or 100%, the fans recognise it and they're with you all the time.
Bolton at home?
Bolton at home, I can remember that very well in my memory because it was I think it was a good one of my best left foot shots I've ever done in my football career. I don't know who played it from the back, but it came to my thigh. I turned the defender and he just automatically just thought, well, swing it, and my foot went and he just went right in the top corner. I couldn't believe it myself.
You make it sound as though when you score with your left foot, I mean, it's fortune rather than accuracy.
Well, it is because people keep plaguing me about my left foot and I'll scuff this and I'll scuff that and they go nowhere, but when they go in I just remember the certain games, but at the moment I've only got certain games to remember my goals by.
March 1989 saw Bull make his England debut for the under-21s in Albania. The national press declared him an instant hero and the campaign for his full cap began. Meanwhile, the goal machine was gathering speed back at Molineux, that his 37th goal of the season. second successive promotion guaranteed, it was now a question of would Wolves go up as third division champions.
We got to Sheffield United, we needed a point, they needed a point for promotion, and also I needed a goal myself for the 50 goals. Thankfully we got all three. As I say, they got a point, we drew 2 each. Mucci went down the left hand wing, crossed the ball, easy tapping header, 50 goals, promotion, everything a man wanted then.
In just 2.5 years, Steve Bull's goals had dragged Wolves out of Division 4 into the second, a time for celebration.
Tremendous! Oh, I'm going to enjoy it now! Oh, great! Unbelievable, mate! Unbelievable!
So then in May 1989, Steve's first call-up for England. Steve, it wasn't the sort of fanfare of trumpets you might have expected, was it?
No, I thought it'd be all happy and stuff like that, but I think Graham Turner just came up with the one day and says, you've been chosen for the England side, and I thought, well, me for the England side? I thought, nah, you'd have me on. And then the next day he confirmed in writing.
Because, I mean, there'd obviously been a lot of speculation in the newspapers, but I suppose you just sort of thought, well, it's just the newspapers again.
Well, all I had to keep doing was playing for my club and scoring goals for my club. I thought, well, it might eventually come, and as I say, it was astonishing to me when it did come.
Must have been a great moment, I mean, when you went and met up with all the rest of these guys, because, I mean, you obviously knew them all, but you didn't know them personally.
Well, I knew them, and I thought, well, they're decent players, you know, when I've seen them on telly or whatever, and I thought, well, I'm mixing with these top-class players. And I was very, very nervous, I remember that, and but once I got there and started talking to them and chatting with them, I got down to it well.
Well, if we don't remember too much about the first call-up, I'm sure you remember every second of that first goal.
Oh, it was every second and every minute. I had about 12 minutes when I got off the bench. I thought, I've got a good chance here. I saw so many England fans at the top corner. I thought I've got to try and do something for them. And when the goal went in, I just couldn't believe it. I could have cried.
I suppose, as they say, it's one of those moments when you'd have died happy, wouldn't you, when you'd scored that goal?
Well, I could have done that and say my heart went to my mouth, and I thought, well, I've done it. I've scored for my country, and I thought, well, that's topped it all off now.
And the England players, when they came to greet you, what was that like?
Well, it was. I think it was Gascoigne and Waterloo come first, and they just wanted to squeeze me that hard, and I think they were so pleased for me for doing it. I couldn't believe it. To say England against Scotland is a rival thing as well, and when we beat them 2-0, it's quite astonishing.
Meanwhile, Bullitt was now a second division player, and the goals continued to fly in.
One coming in. There's Wesley got the touch. Danger here, the keeper's missed it. There's a scrimmage and it's a goal!
Deans thought about the long throw there, but decided to lay it back to Dennison. And Bull's in the boxes. Yes, he finds space, Steve Bull, and signals to the Barnsley fans behind that goal. How about that then? They fouled him and Bull's in. Yes! 2-0. Bull's in again. Yes! Well, an opportunist goal indeed. Wesley, good clearance, and Keith Downing releases John Paskin and gets the ball back from Paskin, and a lovely ball floated in there for Bull. Oh, what a superb finish.
Here's Vaughan. And that's Bull! Brilliant! Brave and brilliant!
October the 13th, 89, West Bromwich Albion 1, Wolves 2. And the winning goal, I'm sure you remember, was right in the last minute.
Was that one at the Albion? Yeah, I remember that ever so well. It was for the fans more or less. They travelled all down there. They had the Oldsmedic end, and it was a brilliant day for myself. Mucci went down the right, crossed it with this thing, I chested it. It went over Stacey all said and just volleyed it straight on the top of the net, and that was it. Then the game was over.
Popular man scoring in the 90th minute at West Brom, I should think.
Well, it's one of the things. I don't hate the Albion. I just like to go back to my own ground, my old ground, and score a goal against them. I don't know why. It's just one of those things.
Wesley going straight through that challenge there. The ball out here to Bull on his left side. Bursts into the area and slips it past Mark Grew. Well, this man is unstoppable.
I shook the goalkeeper out and just tucked it in, bottom left-hand corner, and I thought, well, I'm pleased with that saying it was my left foot. I think Graham Turner was as well.
Not so many with the left foot, as you say. It's just for standing on, isn't it?
Well, it is. It's like a stalk. They would have called me a stalk, actually.
Now, this was a very special day. January the 1st, 1990. Newcastle 1, Wolves 4. Now, it was a great club day, wasn't it?
It was a day for everybody really. I think the fans loved it, the players and the managers loved it, and I think the whole atmosphere of St James's Park loved it. For myself especially, it was a brilliant day.
I'm going up to Newcastle today. I've finished my very busy schedule now. I'm off up to see the Wolves, playing Newcastle, and we're hoping for a very good win today.
I've never flown and I am frightened to death. My girlfriend bought me this ticket, I didn't know nothing about it.
A total of 6 planes carried the army of Wolves fans to Newcastle. Every fan had paid around £75 for the New Year's Day flight. It turned out to be money well spent. While the fans arrived in style, the players were making their way to St James Park by the more traditional team bus. For the fans, it was a great day out, and they arrived in the northeast in high spirits, hoping to see Steve Bull & Co. conquer the Magpies.
I think it was a lucky day for me. All 4 went in. I think it was about 4 shots I had second half. I can't believe it comes second half because usually they come early on the game. But the 4 goals itself, 2 of them were tap-ins and the other 2 was quite good goals for myself.
Here's Christensen. Oh, dreadful mistake. Cook and Bull in the centre. Who scores? A goal for Wolves from Bull. This is promising again. On goes Steve Bull. Is he in here for his second? He is. Dennison with the corner. Oh, the keeper made a mess of that, and Bull is there for his hat-trick. Away goes Dennison now, striding away too. They've got 3 up here, including Steve Bull, and he's in again. 4 for Bull.
I was more happy for the fans really, because as I travelled down on the plane and everything, it was unbelievable. It's a big ground, and it was just great to play.
Out of those 4, can you actually pick one of them out?
Well, I could pick all 4 out, but the one that the stick was the third one, the hat-trick that went in. You always remember the third one as it goes in because it's a special thing, and that was one of the times the aeroplane came out.
And I'm right in thinking that a certain Mark McGee was playing?
Yeah, well, he wouldn't have. I wouldn't have scored all 4 if he hadn't been playing, because he missed a sitter early on doors. I shouldn't say it because he's a present manager at the time. I might get some stick for it, but he missed a sitter early on indoors, and then we come out 0-0 second half, and it all happened.
You don't remember having any conversation with him that day at all?
No, I think it was you were lucky, something like that, when he come off the pitch, but that was about it.
Chap, yes.
That was it, yeah, lucky chap.
With Italia 90 just around the corner, Bully was staking a strong claim for a place in England's World Cup squad.
Nicely played off, and a nice combination between Much and Dennison releases Venus. Can he play it into Bull? Yes, he can! Whoa, what a beautiful goal!
Then it's crossed into the middle. Bull is there. Steve Bull for Wolverhampton Wanderers. And typical of Steve Bull, his 6th goal in 3 games. He's pulled Wolves out of the fire.
Maybe looking for Mark Venus on this front post. Well, he fires it in for Bull, and he gets there. Yes, 1-1. Turns well inside. Gets a good cross in. Bull's there. It's a beautiful goal.
We are now into time being added. Kevin Ball's clearance. Is the time for one final charge by Portsmouth. At the moment, they're defending. Oh, and the header straight back to Bull. It was almost inevitable, wasn't it? He's played such an important part in this game, and now he's clinched the points for Wolves. Cook then with the free kick, and Bull's on the end of it. Andy March, definitely played on for Bull, and sweetly finished off. A goal to savour from Bull.
April the 10th, another big score. Wolves 5, Leicester 0, 18,000 were here. And you got 3 of the 5.
Yeah, I can't remember much about that game. All I can remember, I think David Keller was playing against me, and he come and shook me hand at the end of the game and says, you did well, great game.
And Leicester struggling to clear here. Might fall for Steve Bull, it does, and Bull finishes it off. Now Vaughan. Played it for Andy March, and here's Steve Bull. It's another goal. 2 for Bull. Dennison. Now Bull, he won't miss from there. A hat-trick for Bull.
One of those teams you've scored quite a few goals against, Leicester, aren't they?
Yeah, I have a few tussles with Leicester, whether it's against Walshy or the other players that play there, or a good game against them. It's just one of them teams that I can go over there, or I can come here and score 2 or 3 goals, or even 1. I'm happy to play against them.
Bully's tally for the season now stood at 26. The reward, a place in Bobby Robson's England squad for the forthcoming international against Czechoslovakia. So still searching, Steve, for another one for the top 20?
Yeah, well, I came along the video and I found this one out. This is one of the in the top 20 itself. I can't say whether it was 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, but it's one of the top 20.
We've talked about Scotland, and then Czechoslovakia was next.
Yeah, Czechoslovakia, they say that was one of my best goals for England. They say I only got 4 for them, but yeah, the first one, Paul Gascoigne did well in midfield, robbed the ball back and outside of his boot, and he clipped it right on my chest, and I thought, well, there's only one thing in one place there, this is going, and he went in the top corner.
Oh, the Czechs were sloppy in possession then. This is Gascoigne releasing Bull, and a classic strike by Bull.
When players get into an England shirt, they often don't play their natural game, but you clearly were doing just what came naturally to you.
Well, that's what the manager told me to do. He says, don't change what you're doing for your club, for your country. He says, get out there, you're going to score goals, whatever your style is, just get out and do it.
Did you get as much pleasure out of the second and third goals as you did the first?
I think you get all pleasure in any goal that goes in, whether it's for your country or whether it's for your club. I enjoyed it immensely. As I say, once you put an English shirt and you feel twice as big, your chest is up here and everything, when the goal's going, it's brilliant.
Gascoigne with the cross, and Bull's in the centre! Nobody picked out Steve Bull, and once again Gascoigne the architect.
Paul Gascoigne did the work again. As I say, if he'd done more work for me in the first few games, I'd have had more goals.
Again, it was the persistence and drive here of Gascoigne that left him clear. Still work to be done for Steve Bull, but the marking, it has to be said, was very sloppy.
Bully went on to win a total of 13 caps, scoring 4 goals for England, and in June 1990 he was off to Italy for the World Cup.
Well, Steve, no greater memento of this than a well-signed England shirt.
Yeah, well, it's just, as I say, it reminds me of the World Cup itself. I enjoyed it immensely, and I thought, well, there's a bit of a thing there to show me I went there.
I was there.
Frustratingly, Bully had few opportunities at Italia 90 to repeat this kind of goal-scoring power.
After the England exploits, it was the first time that people started wondering whether you were going to stay at Wolves, wasn't it?
Well, they did. We had a couple of people come into the club. I think it was Newcastle and Villa itself made inquiries. It wasn't known to me until a couple of years later that they'd come in for me.
Graham Taylor was the manager at Aston Villa then, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was the manager at Aston Villa. They say he got a lot of interest in me, and he wanted to buy me, but I never heard nothing to come of it.
If you'd known more about it at the time, do you think you would have wanted to leave?
Well, I think I'd have, at that time anyway, I think I just got into the inner side, and I thought, well, I can go to greater heights. I didn't know in my heart then whether I was going to move or not, but down the road now, I'm glad I didn't.
But I mean, your love was always for Wolves, wasn't it, first and foremost?
Well, it still is. It's my 10th year now. Hopefully there's going to be another 4 more years left of me at the Wolves itself, and after that, I'll carry on with the Wolves if I can in any way or shape I can.
Was there any time when you said to yourself, you sat back here at home and thought, if I'd gone, what would have happened? Should I have gone?
Well, I always sit down and think at the back of my mind, especially now, where we're just escaping relegation, I'm thinking, I should have gone to Coventry, I should have done this, I should have done that, but deep down I think, well, now I'm staying, I'm up where I am.
And I know when you were making these decisions that you talked to Julie all the time about it, didn't you?
Yeah, well, the last phone call was to Julie over the phone against with the Coventry issue. When Atkinson phoned up, says, can you give me a decision today? I found the wife up the dinner time, and I said, what do you think I should do? And she just turned around and said, do what you feel, it's up to yourself, we'll be with you wherever you go. And I just said, well, if you don't want to move, don't move, and that was just it.
Ball flicked on by McLaughlin, away goes Bull, and it's there! Wolves beginning to press again now. This is Steve Bull, great finish from Bull!
With Bully continuing to score goals in abundance, there was continued speculation that the Wolves marksman was the target of big money transfer bids from around the world. Club president Sir Jack Hayward, speaking at a dinner in Wolverhampton, said they'd turned down a bid of £2.5 million from the Italian giants Genoa. Hayward, having taken control of the club for £2.1 million in May of that year, could have been tempted to cash in and recoup the money, but he didn't. His mission was to restore the club to former glories, and Bully was very much a part of the rebuilding programme.
So move on, Steve, to the advent of the Haywards into the club. That must have been good from the players' point of view to know that the ground was going to be improved and it was a stabling influence on everybody.
Yeah, well, the club went down to really low standards when he was there, and when I saw it there, the baths, everything was, the tiles were falling off the things, and when I come in and put the money into the club, it was a big boost for him.
Now then for Cook, seeking out Steve Bull, who's stripped it beyond Foster and scores! Wonderful ball from Cook. Thompson. Ball's at the far post. Vasey had come out, didn't collect, and Steve Bull scores again. This is Foster. Well, we hadn't seen Bull. He's on for the hat-trick here, inside the first 25 minutes.
And stability in your own private life as well.
Yeah, well, the wife tied me on behind my back to get me married and get a few kids, so that quieted me down a bit.
Because there's always that temptation, is that you become a big name. People everywhere knew who Steve Bull was. Many a man has been lured to the bright lights and all that side of things.
Well, it's that part, that other half to me, it's never bothered me. I'm a quiet man myself. I keep myself to myself, and when I get back in the house, that's me. My job's done. But when I'm out on the pitch, I just do my job.
And of course, I can't imagine it was too quiet when young Jack first arrived, was it?
No, it was quiet at the start, because he was a brilliant babe to start with. The first 6 months was we never knew we got him, but now he's football mad, and he just enjoys it.
And now, of course, you've got the two children.
Yeah, we got Joe. Joe was born in February. He's playing up a bit now. He's keeping me up through the night, the 3 o'clock shift. But he'll get through this phase, and hopefully he'll grow to be like Jack.
Do you think it has helped your game and your life because you've got the stability of wife and children?
Yeah, I think it settles you down. I've never been one for a club in any way, or just razzle-dazzle life, new car, flash cars. It's never bothered me. As I say, as long as I've got a couple of pounds in my pocket and just tick me along, I'm well happy with that.
All just flicked on by Madden, and Bull is there to pounce for the goal. There's only Steve Bull right upfield for Wolves. Out comes Hughes. Oh, he's lost it. Bull's in here. Steve Bull strikes again. This is Downing. Hughes with the save, but in goes Bull. Chipped it now towards Steve Bull. Oh, and on firework night, a goal to light up any match. Cracking finish from Bull. Here's Bull. He's done it again. How do you stop this man? This is Ashley showing good pace now. It goes Bull, and a brave header into the corner from Steve Bull.
You're trying to make me seem as though you make the coffee and take the vacuum round and do the shopping. Is this a true image, Steve?
Well, it is now and again. She fakes this tiredness now and again, and gets me the Hoover out and the coffee and the tea now and again. But I enjoy doing it.
Well, it's obviously worked, because you broke 2 records, got 195 goals, which knocked back John Richards' record.
Yeah, I remember that one. That was against Derby. It was a bit of a fluke goal. It was a missed shot, but it went to the back of the net. It was the end of the Wolves fans as well.
Did you go into a game like that thinking, oh, when I get this goal, I break a record?
Well, I weren't actually thinking about records then. Until you're reading the paper or somebody tells you about the records, then you believe in them, and then you believe if you've passed it.
Oh, Steve Bull is onside. Now, can he get that goal at last? Here is Bull, and it's squeezed in. He's left it very late, but at last he's on the score sheet. Chip through, now then to Steve Bull. Oh, great finish from Bull.
And 200 must have been a very special achievement.
Yeah, 200 was a very special occasion. Who was it against? I think it was against Leicester
City.
Leicester City it was against, yeah, I remember it now. We had a bit of a tussle again, me and the man Steve Walsh. I went down the left side, and the keeper dived at my feet and just went on his body with a left foot shot, and that was it. The Wolves end again.
Anthony Thompson may look for Steve Bull down the centre. All flicked off the head of Walsh into the path of Bull. And that's it. The double century for this prolific marksman.
I'll take an out of records and stuff like that. It's my job to score goals.
Didn't look the easiest of chances.
Oh, it wasn't the easy chance. Flicked over the top. Steve Walsh flicked it on. It hit me in the mouth actually. I jumped in the air, hit it on the mouth. It come down. I just did it first time in front of the keeper. Lucky goal.
2 games and 2 goals. Not a bad start, is it?
Not a bad start. It's one of the best starts I've had yet, and it's one of the best starts the club's had.
In fact, that's 200 and the club record for Wolves for him now.
Yeah, that's a brilliant record in a short space of time. We hope there's another 200 in him.
Of course, the thing is, you've got Graham Turner to thank in many ways for your start at Wolves, haven't you?
Yeah, well, he sent Ron Dukes on a scouting mission to the Albion. He watched me in a few intermediate games and a few reserve games and scored a few goals. He took a gamble on buying me because 50,000 was a lot of money in them days, but I think he made the right decision.
You didn't take a second bidding, presumably?
No, not at all. When he spoke to me, he told me what the club was going to be and how big it was and stuff like that, and I agreed with him, and as I say, I joined the club.
He was there for 8 of those 10 years that we've talked about, and obviously you had a very good relationship with him.
Yeah, well, I've never had a misword against Graham Turner at all. He was a decent manager. He learnt me a lot in the game itself, and as I say, got me where I was now.
Cook, well fighted cross in search of Bull, and he's in here. Another goal for Bull. Cook then with the free kick, and Steve Bull is first to react. Such a poacher in the penalty box. Good movement here from Wolves again, and Bull to finish it off in such decisive fashion. Now Bull setting off into the middle, and first time to volley into the corner. Bull setting off through the middle, and finishes again. Steve Bull. Now for Burke. He's seen Bull at the far post. This is Bull! And he has now become the most prolific scorer in the league in the club's history.
Challenge from Dean Thomas. Play on, says the referee, as Burke picks up the ball. Bull in the middle, a chance here for Steve Bull. Oh, that's it! 2-0 to Wolves.
Cook. Bull in pursuit. And it's crept in. No cause is lost for Steve Bull.
Dennison. He's done well to get round Brown, and he's got round Keane too. It's a chance for Rankin to turn. It's a good looking cross. Bull! It's there! And a fabulous goal for Wolves.
So here's the corner. The keeper's gone for it. Oh, he's made a real mess of it, but Steve Bull hasn't. And Wolves have a goal. Now Burke, he get his cross in from here. He certainly can, and there is Bull to finish. Dennison, and Wolves springing quickly here from defence to attack. Away goes Andy March, and it's Bull at the far post. Dennison with the corner kick, and he got that flick on at the near post, and Bull has pounced for a goal. Long ball by Venus, good flick on by March, and no foul by Bull. Luton left complaining bitterly.
Let's talk about some of the things you go through, the routines. Once you've scored a goal, for a long time there was the aeroplane routine, wasn't there?
That's going to be out the window at the moment because the tricks have gone well out the way.
Why did you do that when you got a hat-trick?
I don't really know. It's just I just saw all the celebrations that were coming on television and ducking and bowling over and I thought I'd do me back in if I do all them flip-flops and that. So I thought, well, the aeroplane's more convenient.
David Kelly, and ball unmarked in the centre. Cook. Oh, a sweetly delivered pass then. Now this is Birch, and ball to head in. Typical Steve Bull goal. Keane hit for Bull, and it's skidded in off the goalkeeper.
And Birch with the through ball to Bull. Great chance. Great goal. Steve Bull. Who else? Laid off to Birch. The ball flies across off Williams. Edwards plays it back into Kelly. And here's Bull. It's 2-0. And they've both been scored by the irrepressible Steve Bull. Cook miskicks it as Wolves have a player lying injured there in the middle of the field. The referees allow play to go on, and in fact Bull is through again. This could be the hat-trick. Flying high, Steve Bull and Wolverhampton Wanderers. They're 3-0 up.
Kevin Keane with Wolves still pressing. The flick on by Kelly, and the finish from Steve Bull. Cook's pass, what a wonderful ball. Now, can Bull finish it here? He can! Fabulous goal!
In high towards Mark Venus, too high for him. Gabbiadini loses out to Edwards. And that's the equaliser, yes! It is now, and there could only be one man who was going to score it. Stevie Bull.
So far, Bully's entire Wolves career had been played out under Graham Turner, but failure to finally claim a place in the Premiership left Turner without a job before the end of the season.
So after 8 years, Graham Turner went. Graham Taylor got the job. Let's talk first about the fans' reaction, because he was not a universally popular choice with the fans, was he?
Well, I think there was a minority that wanted him in the club because of his England success and the job he did at Villa. Once he got in the club, I think they made a mistake.
Your own feeling, because he'd rather put an end to your England career, hadn't he?
Yeah, well, a lot of people say that, but you don't know the people behind it, like the top men of the club who want people in, who want people out. He had to do a job at the time, and he did the job what he thought was right.
So you didn't sort of blame him then for ending your?
No, I don't blame anybody. I think if they've got to do a job, they've got to do a job. Whether it's a manager, whether it's Mark McGee, Graham Turner, Graham Taylor, they've got to do the job.
All managers have got their own way of doing things. What were your early impressions when he came into the club? Because he's a very methodical man, isn't he?
Yeah, when he came into the club, I thought, well, he wanted everything straight down the line, no messing, no joking about. I thought, well, he's going to do the job here. And so the first season he came to the club, he did actually get us in the playoffs, so he did do a good job.
Couldn't quite release it into the path of Russell. And there's a great ball forward to Bull. Chance here for Wolves from nothing. He's done it! Confident running by Froggatt. He's easily got round Ronnie Whelan. Bull in the middle. No problem. Brilliant ball. Superb finish. Wolves 5, Southend 0.
Bending one that it is. A flick on from Kelly and Bull. Steve Bull scores for Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Oh, Birch combining so well here with Froggatt. The nudge went unpunished, and Steve Bull, well, no one was marking him. Here's Bull, setting off up one of those familiar runs. Solo effort from Bull, and it's sneaked in. Can't force his way though past Ben Thatcher. Deep cross in, there's Steve Bull! Froggatt. And he's on his way here, he's got a good turn of pace. Froggatt with the shot, and Bull is there to steer it in. Keller could only guide the ball into his path. Steve Bull with his second of the game.
Floating it to the far side for Bull. Brings it down onto his left. Oh, and great defending by Michael Johnson. Appeals for handball, but now Bull in there, and it's in by Steve Bull.
I know I've seen in the Graham Turner era that when you'd score goals, particularly 1 or 2 in a match, he would wait for you as you were coming off, put his arm around you, and obviously, you know, well, was Graham Taylor that sort of manager as well?
He'd always wait by the door when he come in and say, well done, pat you on the back, great goal or whatever, so and so. But the spirit was still the same. When we won, we won. When we didn't win, cups went flying.
You were not automatically written down on the team sheet, were you?
No, I weren't. I was not selected for a few games under Graham Taylor. It weren't all bad. I did have a couple of decent games and a couple of decent goals under him.
Jacques de Wolf, helped on then by Goodman to Bull. Oh, it coolly locked over Musselwhite. Bull's 11th of the season.
Rankin. Goodman on the far post, helped down to Bull. Off the line, is it now? It should have been off the line, but the defender failed to clear, and Bull has broken the deadlock.
Gordon Cowans to swing over the cross, and there's Steve Bull. Cowans then with the corner, and Bull is underneath it. Wolves revived again.
Control by Shercliffe. The Wolves captain brings the ball forward, looking for Bull. Bull gets it, he's got a chance, can he equalise? Oh, he can! Expert finishing from an expert finisher! Steve Bull's 250th league goal, and they're back in with a shout for the playoffs. The draw will do it for them.
Venus turning it back to Dennis. That's a dangerous cross by Dennis, and it's a tremendous goal! And it had to be Steve Bull!
The cross is magnificent, and the finish is typical.
Bull's 19th goal of the season set Wolves up for a 2-1 win in their promotion playoff semi-final against Bolton. But frustratingly, Graham Taylor's first season in charge ended in shattering disappointment. Wolves lost the second leg, and with it, their promotion dream.
The second year he was there, it just all fell apart. I just don't know why it fell apart, whether the players lost trust in him or confidence or what, but it never worked.
Do these things begin to show in the dressing room then? I mean, does it become apparent that the relationship between the two, which is obviously crucial, isn't really working?
Yeah, well, if the manager starts talking about other players and players start talking about other players, it's in the dressing room, it gets about in the dressing room, and then you get mixed feelings, so that's what happens in the end.
We could put the record straight here, because there was certainly in the newspapers there were suggestions that you and he didn't get on, weren't talking, he wanted to sell you, you wanted to stay, etc. So here's your chance to tell us just what happened, Steve.
Well, there was nothing actually in it. He kept joking about that people were coming in from like Celtic, Coventry and stuff like that. I didn't believe him until Coventry actually phoned me up. I thought at the time, well, why can he sell me? Why should he sell me after 9 years of what I've given the club? But he had to do his job, the chairman had to do his job, and as I say, it backfired in the end with me staying.
I was going to say, whatever the feeling, whatever you felt that the chairman or he wanted to do, you decided to stay, so nothing changed, did it?
Nothing at all. As I say, he went in the end. I think it was a wise decision him going, otherwise I think we'd have gone down to Division 2.
You could obviously sense that his time was coming to an end, couldn't you? I mean, everybody felt that.
Well, towards the later stage of the season itself, we was going down and down in the league, and the fans were going on his back, and I think the players were losing confidence in himself, and I thought, well, he knew in his own mind he had to resign.
Taylor's resignation left Bobby Downs in charge. Bully scored twice for the caretaker manager.
Rankin went in such determined fashion then. And here is Steve Bull! Yes!
The ball in early, that's a brilliant goal by Bull. Luton players and supporters protesting that Bull was offside. The free kick was taken so quickly, and Bull's finishing magnificent.
December 95 finally saw Mark McGee installed as Wolves' new manager. McGee headed a three-man management team that promised a bright new future.
What was the immediate impact he made?
He made a big impact because of what he'd done for the other clubs he'd been to. He came to our club and he's just introduced football.
I say, I remember his early words were he just wanted people to go out and express themselves.
Yeah, just do their own job that I've been doing under Graham Taylor, but a bit more style and a bit more play.
And made you captain?
Yeah, it was that was a great honour in a way, and I've captained the side for about 20-25 games now. So under his era, I've not got the best results I've wanted, but I'm enjoying it.
Bull making the run into the middle. Oh, and he's got it too. Great shot, great goal! Oh, what a goal! Steve Bull, his 7th of the season.
To Osborne, lovely running here from Mark Atkins. He's in the area. The goalkeeper makes the save. Bull's in. Goal for Wolves and goal for Steve Bull.
And that's deflected off Goodman and spins kindly into the path of Bull. Such opportunism.
Osborne, Steve Bull's onside. Across comes Johnson. Here's Bull. 1-on-1, gets the shot in, it's a goal! Bull, the scorer, deflected off Michael Johnson, and Wolves regain the lead. Whoa, look at the big smile on his face. Steve Bull's 10th of the season. And this is Darren Ferguson. Just showed too much of it to McGreal. Back in it comes to Bull, a chance here, 1-0, surely! Goal! Steve Bull!
Some goals for the top 20 under Mark McGee's managership. The Norwich one wasn't just the goals, it was the whole day, wasn't it?
Well, it was the day and night, the night before. As I say, I travelled down there the night before to Norwich. I think it was over 100 and some odd miles there. And I just sat down and had my tea, and I had a call from the wife to say she was the waters were broke. Straight back in a taxi, straight in the labour room, and as I say, baby Joe was born 10 to 6, and it was straight back here for an hour in the bath, read the papers, and straight back down there again.
It's no easy journey to Norwich. What time do you get back there?
Well, I got back there about I think it was about 11 o'clock, half 11, and I had a bit of spaghetti bolognese, and the gaffer said just go and have an hour's sleep. He didn't expect me back at all because he was going to play Mark Williams. And I got back just in time, had an hour's sleep, and I went out there and done the job.
Well, it obviously worked, didn't it? Because good goals.
Well, there was it's supposed to be just one for the top 20, but I'm going to say the two of them at Norwich itself. The first one was just I think I was too tired to run to goal. I think after the night's trauma, but the first one was a chip over Brian Gunn's head that was a bit memorable because I've not done many of them in my career. And the second one I just went down the corner outside of the foot and celebrated with the fans, and it made the hat-trick for the day.
I guess you were feeling pretty good anyway, weren't you?
Oh yeah, I think I was still on a high from it. The day after that, I think I was asleep in bed all day.
When Steve Bull arrives at Molineux on match days, it's very much a family affair. Wife Julie, sons Jack and Joe watch from their own special part of the ground. So Steve, on match days then, you've got your own box and the family are in here?
Yeah, they come to every home game and watch me play, watch the team play, most important. I've had the box for two years since the stand's been up, and we've enjoyed it ever so much.
And the name's on the door as well?
Yeah, I've got the two sons' names, so when I watch the videos or the people that come into the box, I say, that's my box, that's my dog box that my dad got me.
Jack's a great football fan, isn't he?
Yeah, he loves it. He drives me mad at the moment because every time I go from the club, I've had enough of football. I just want to sit down and get my feet up, and he's got two portable goals in the hall, and he just wants to keep playing football all the time.
Does he drive Julie mad by shouting, "That's Daddy" out there?
Well, he does, because on every home game I always do a warm-up outside the pitch, and he always stands at the window waiting for me to wave. So every time I do the warm-up across the pitch, I always have to wave to him.
A little pre-match superstition as well, haven't you?
I've got quite a few pre-match superstitions. I always kiss the back of my shirt 3 times before I go out, because I think, well, it's mine, nobody's going to take it off me. I don't know why I do it, but I do it. And also, before the game, I always hit the penalty spot 3 times with the ball.
And you feel, I suppose, if you don't do that,
well, I feel as I don't do that. I'm not doing going through my ritual stuff for the rest of the game.
Now, when you score a goal, there's a couple of gestures that we're getting used to. One's the pointing. What's that about?
The point is to the box, to my son. He always waves. He always wears a Brazil shirt as well. He wears a Brazil shirt at the home game because I've scored every time he's wearing it. The times he hasn't worn it, I haven't scored. But I always point to him and he always waves back, so it's a gesture to him.
And then there's the sort of little finger down at the top of the shorts.
Yeah, that's money in the pocket. I always have a tenner or 20 quid on myself, and the family does as well. So it's a free cuddy at the end of the night.
So do you think that the bookmakers in these parts have lost a lot of money over the years?
Well, they have at the moment. Early doors, there used to be a groundsman, Billy Pilbeam used to do the groundsman, and he told me he bet a fiver on me every match of the game, and at the end of the season he come out with you won't believe it, a lime green mohair suit. He was proud of it, but I couldn't see nothing in it, like. But he won that off all the goals that scored over the season.
Corica. That's one for Paul to deal with. Didn't quite get over it. 1-0! Steve Bull, the scorer. A bad mistake by Kevin Poole, the goalkeeper. And Wolves have taken the lead.
And then against Millwall?
Yeah, Millwall, it seemed as though I was just standing there with my hands on my hips, I think it was, and Neil Emblem come out with the ball and just hit about a 60-yard ball over the top of the fence. I ran onto it casually and just chipped it over the keeper, another chip again, as I say, and I went off in celebration.
Well, by my reckoning, Steve has got 1 goal to go for this top 20. I guess it was a special one.
Yeah, I think it's got to be against Birmingham City in the league, the last home game against Birmingham. The circumstances are hard because it was 2-1 down against them, and we come back and won 3-2. Also the match, the Birmingham City fans were giving me so much stick. It was just nice to go over to them and give them a wave. They scored the goal.
Charged down, there was nothing wrong with that. On goes Bull. Steve Bull might yet win it here for Wolves. Blasts in the shot. What a goal! Is the hero again, and how he deserves it. And Wolves, who looked a beaten side only 3 minutes ago, have turned the game on its head and have surely won it now, thanks to the hero of all heroes.
Sheridan. Goodman's in here. Goalkeeper got a touch. Bull must score. 1-1 the scoreline.
Okay, is he smiling? He told me to put this jacket on tonight to go with this tie, see? That's what he says.
So Stan, you've obviously seen Steve Bull play. What are your thoughts about him?
Well, I think he's a very, very good centre forward, and it reminds me of the old-fashioned centre forwards, the days of just after the war and before the war, Ted Drake and all those. And I saw Steve play against Stoke the other week. Very pleased that we won, but he played extraordinarily well. I thought he was chasing the balls. I admired him so much. And not only that, he's keeping with the Wolves, which I like.
I think it's great that the people of Wolverhampton are so supportive of him in view of the hard work that he's put into the town through the football club. I mean, he's just dedicated his life to playing football, and people recognise that, and I think it's nice to see that.
Total dedication, totally committed to the club. The loyalty is unbelievable. Total admiration for the man, and as a supporter, I think the world of him. My hero.
Before the war, you had the manager, Major Buckley. You had a wonderful team then. You had a great player in those days, Stan Cullis. You had so many great players. But Blackpool and Stoke said he always beat them.
All being fun.
If you don't
get him out.
If you don't mind, I am a West Bromwich supporter.
Get him out.
Really big.
When you played your first game for England and you scored that goal, I just wondered what the feeling was for you. Well, I know from the Wolves fans it was fantastic to see you score the goal, but your thoughts?
Hey. Is that my thoughts was that against Scotland away? Yeah, well I can't say the feelings of myself because the feelings of itself it's inside you, you know what I mean? I can't say it's like having sex because it's not, because it lasts longer. it's just a fulfilment in itself. I think, well, I looked up at that corner at Hampden Park and I saw at least 50 to 100 fans, Wolves fans with the shirts on, that followed me there. I thought, let's give them what they've come for, and I enjoyed it immensely.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bullet, bullet! Watch it now, watch it! Here it comes, here it comes! Watch it now, he gets you! Had a gold headed about a thing she saw. Had 2 big horns. Come and learn to dance, bullet, 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 bullet. Watch it now, watch it, watch it, watch it.